What's good, YouTube? This is Boxingwave. Let's talk Oshaki Foster, Ray Vargas. They covered the fight last night, so I was doing live commentary last night. But for those that weren't here, this is my thoughts. And then we're also going to just talk about the whole division in general because I think a lot of fans want undisputed. We have 4 champions in the division now. There's been a lot of changes. Shakur Stevenson's moved up. Oscar Valdez is not currently a champion. You got a lot of stuff going on that is completely different in division. This division is completely refreshed right now. But Miguel Burchell is out of there. There's a lot of different things going on with this division right now. Farmer is he's moved up to 135. He's going to be fighting Mickey Bay. You know what I'm saying? So let's talk about this division. Let's talk about this fight last night. Vargas just didn't have anything for him. It was a boxing match, and Oshaki Foster defense, the defense he displayed was top notch last night. Very, very sharp. Always kept his hands up. That Philly shell defense was on point. The way he displayed it was on point. Vargas just, even with the quick hands, Vargas didn't fight any different than we seen him fight. But like I said, going into this fight last night, this would be his toughest challenge, because I know Foster, you look at his resume, he doesn't have the big names on there, but it's the level, this skill set he has. This is a fighter that can switch. He can fight as a southpaw. He didn't even have to last night. He didn't even have to switch last night. All right. The counters, quick hands, just maintaining the distance. He was almost perfect last night. All right. I think the one thing that I was complaining about in the fight, not knowing how the judges was going to score the fight, is that I just wanted him to let his hands go a little bit more. What we saw in the final round, the final couple of rounds where Shaki started to put pressure on him and walk him down, I wanted him to do a little bit more of that early. All right. But he fought a very smart, safe fight. And he just was a way better boxer. Vargas, on the other hand, no adjustments made. Nothing made. The only thing is Vargas kept connecting with the right hand to the body, but outside of that, he just couldn't land many headshots against Foster. Foster was just too sharp defensively, and he's a guy now that we got to really, really look at. Now that he stepped up, fought his best challenge, and looked impressive doing it, he's the guy that we're gonna really, especially on the defensive end. Like his defense is top tier as far as defense alone. All right, excuse me. All right, so what happens now? A lot of boxing fans want undisputed. We're getting it a lot, and it's great. We have 4 champions, and it's all good. It's a fresh division. We want undisputed. Unfortunately, we're not going to get anywhere near that in 2023. Maybe 2024, but it's too many mandatory obligations that needs to be done here in this division right now. There's a lot of fights that's scheduled. When we look at the champions, right? We have Emmanuel Navarrete, who just fought last week. I still got to make a video. In fact, I'm going to talk about Emmanuel Navarrete in this video. In fact, I'm going to talk about everything in this video. I might as well do it because I was going to do a separate video, but I'm going to do this video like I did the Amanda Serrano and Alicia Baumgartner video. We're going to just talk about it all. Emmanuel Navarrete just picked up his belt at the WBO title by beating Liam Wilson last week. All right, now I didn't do a review because I haven't done content in almost 2 weeks. All right, but I did see the fight. I did watch the fight. And first of all, I thought it was the best fight of the year. My opinion, I enjoyed the fight even more than the Anthony Yarde Better Be a fight. A lot of drama in the fight. Wilson was able to knock down and hurt Navarrete throughout the fight. Navarrete came back, pushed hard. I think stopped Wilson around the 8th round. Very, very good fight. Great fight of the year so far. I know we're only in February, but definitely my favorite fight of the year. A lot of drama in the fight because Emmanuel Navarrete went down. The ref gave him a count, gave him like an eighth count, an 8 count. And then the amount of time that went past, I think like there's a video out there that shows he gave him like 27 seconds to recover. He counted him to 8, stopped, let him give up, you know, push push Wilson away. This guy, Navarrete, spit out his mouthpiece, gave him time to get the mouthpiece back in. It was just too much time. And I think if a fighter spits out his mouthpiece like that, where he's clearly buying time, you take a point or you do something. You take an extra point, you do something. It was just too obvious that they were buying time for Navarrete, who was clearly hurt. And I think that could have been an opportunity for Wilson to stop the show. What do I think about that fight? Well, I would like to see a rematch. I don't think we're going to see a rematch because they're trying to set up Emmanuel Navarrete against Oscar Valdez, which is the fight that they wanted to begin with. That was the fight that was supposed to happen. It was rescheduled. But I don't think we're going to get a rematch. I think it was just a missed opportunity for Wilson. And, if Wilson does his thing and he gets back in position to fight for a title, he should get another title shot at some point. But I'm being realistic. Would I like to see a rematch? Yeah. Do I think it's going to happen? No. They're going to put him right in there with Oscar Valdez, and that's going to be that. So we got Emmanuel Navarrete, who's currently holding the WBO. We got Shockey Foster, who's holding the WBC. We got Hector Luis Garcia, who's holding the WBA still, even though he just lost. I think he's still the champion with the WBA at 130. He lost to Tank at 135. And then you got Rakhimov, who's holding the IBF. Now, Shockey Foster has 2 mandatory obligations. So him unifying, I don't see it happening this year at all. Don't see it happening. He's over there. He's with the PBCs on Showtime. I can't see him fighting more than 3 times this year. It's February, so maybe he could get another 2 fights in there in the books. All right. But, I can't see him fighting any more than that. If he defends his title 2 more times, hopefully he at least commits to that this year. All right. I see the other guys being able to unify before Shockey Foster does. All right. Manuel Navarrete, like I said, he is due to fight Oscar Valdez, the former champion who lost to Shakur Stevenson. That'll be a great fight. This fight we've been wanting to see for a minute now. And that is what's on the table for that title. Hector Garcia, I'm not sure what's going on with Hector. I don't know if he has any mandatory obligations. He's coming off of a loss, a recent loss. So I don't know when we're going to see him back in the ring. I don't know what's up with Hector Garcia, to be honest. So he just fought recently to Tank and lost. So I don't know what's up with him. And you got Rakhimov, who won the IBF in a weird way because Joe Cordina knocked out Ogawa last year and caught an injury, and they stripped him for the injury, which I thought was kind of messed up. So Cordina had the title, and then Rakhimov picked up the title by fighting. The title was vacant, and Rakhimov picked up the title recently at the end of the year. And now Joe Cordina and Rakhimov is going to fight each other. So Joe Cordina is going to fight for the belt he just won last year again. All right. So there's a lot going on in the division. And this is why I'm saying we're not getting undisputed anytime soon. Not in this year, at least. Maybe next year. But we could possibly get some sort of unification. At the very least, we should at least have at least one unification fight by the time this year is done. All right. But hopefully this division doesn't end up like 126 where you got a bunch of champions not really unifying. We should get at least one unification match. The winner of Rakhimov and Cordina, the winner of Emmanuel Navarrete and Oscar Valdez should probably be fighting, each other or something like that. As long as there's no mandatories that's in the way. All right. But it's a fresh division. Hector Garcia, he lost, but he lost to Tank at 135. He should still be doing something. He should still be giving us something, soon. Maybe not unification right away, but he should be at least coming back, maybe fighting either in a voluntary or fighting a high-ranking guy that's in the WBA or something like that. All right. So that's just basically the breakdown of the division, and what's going on. My opinion, I'm still unsure about all of these guys. because they're all different. They all got their strengths and their weaknesses. Uh, I think Foster is going to be a hell of a problem. The thing is, though, I want to see Foster against, like, I think out of all these guys, I think Navarrete might give Foster the most trouble, because even though Foster is a great defensive fighter, Navarrete is a guy that is a great pressure fighter, and he doesn't stop. And Navarrete has always looked bad early in fights. I said this last night even when he fought Baez in his last fight. He didn't look good in that fight early. You can win rounds against Navarrete. He's not the most polished boxer. He takes time to get things going, and he's very easy to hit. But with that being said, once he gets it going, you can't stop him. He's throwing a million punches. You know what I'm saying? So he's tough to beat. And I think with Foster, he can't win the same way like he won. Yes, he can try to neutralize Navarrete, but I don't think Navarrete is the type of guy that is just going to be completely neutralized. I think if you can't hurt him, or if you can't put him down, or if you can't stop him, he's never going to stop. And the moment you gas up or you're not letting your hands go, he is going to start taking over. So that is probably the most interesting matchup for Foster, in my opinion. All right. Even with Navarrete, though, his issue to me would be Oscar Valdez, who he's fighting next, because Oscar Valdez got power and he could hurt you and he could catch you with those hooks that Wilson caught you with. But Oscar Valdez is more proven as a fighter, as a boxer than Wilson. And if you get hit and hurt like that against Valdez, Valdez might put you away, I don't think Valdez is the type of guy that's just gonna like waste a lot of punches. You know what I'm saying? So Valdez is a different level than anybody that Navarrete has faced up to this point. And I think Valdez is a good counterpuncher on top of that. And he has pop. Navarrete, dangerous fight. He might not even get through Valdez. You know what I'm saying? Cordina, still very unsure how good he is. Was very shocked when he knocked out Algawa. I didn't even think he was going to win that fight, to be honest. I didn't do a breakdown, but I wasn't sure. I seen Cordina a little bit of his fights. I just didn't think he could do what he did. That was like one of the best knockouts of the year, and it was shocking to me that he knocked him out that way. I'm just not so sure how Cordina looks as the rounds keep going against the highest level elite fighters at 130. I'm not sure yet. So I'm still not sure about Foster, how he does against pressure fighters. I'm still not sure about Cordina. Rakhimov, good fighter. I'm expecting Cordina to win. All right. I'm leaning towards Cordina to win, but it's not going to be as easy as the Ogawa fight. And Hector Garcia, he's proven, even with the loss, we know what he's capable of. Very, very good boxer. These are all good fights. All of these fights, I think it's a toss-up who wins out of all of these fights. Ray Vargas looked good, but I think with Ray, I think some of these other champions can bring a little bit more to the table than he did in that fight last night against Foster. All right. So we'll talk more about it. Let me know what you guys think on the comments. Please subscribe to the channel, smash that like button, share the video, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.